What's good, you boys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Cale Foltz, also known as CF3. I'm a wide receiver here at the University of Mount Union. I'm basically testing my podcast equipment for the Bench to Mike podcast, bench_2_Mike on Instagram. I'm going to be sitting down with my best friend back home, and we're going to talk football and go to football games. It's going to be pretty great. So if you guys are interested, check out the Instagram and expect a video on my channel around Thanksgiving. So today I'm sitting down with my boy Bruno.
What's up?
He's a wide receiver from Brazil.
Yeah.
And
Brazil.
exact, what is it?
Brazil, yeah.
Yeah, Brazil. Heck yeah, Brazil. He has a weird accent, so it's gonna. But yeah, we're just gonna dive into some questions, get to know Bruno, and kind of why he's here on the podcast today. So, Bruno, what's the culture of American football like in Brazil?
Like, there's no football. Like, it's really small. It's been like growing since like 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So our first like actual game was like 15 years ago with full pads. So it's like really starting, but it's been growing really fast, and it's like one of the fastest growing sports in Brazil right now. So yeah, it's like growing fast. So that's pretty nice. Yeah.
Is it growing fast in terms of like youth or like professionally? Like what levels is it growing fast?
Especially professionally, because like when I started, there were only a couple of players in each team, maybe like only a couple of teams that paid guys, like really paid guys. My last year in Brazil, like there were teams that paid like a lot of guys and had like more structure. So yeah, that end growed a lot. And actually youth it was almost like a big leap too, because there were some guys teaching like in high school, in some schools like middle schools, that were hired to like teach football to some little kids, like opening projects to teach young guys. So yeah, that's been pretty cool too. Yeah,
that's pretty dope. How did you start playing football?
I started liking football in 2014 when I came to the US for the first time.
Okay.
And I watched football like all the time on TV here, because the TV was turned on and all the time there was football there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was when I started like actually watching football. And then in 2018, a friend of mine came to me and he was like, "Oh, I know you like football, like watching football. I found out a team in our city. Want to go try out for it?" And we did. I was 15, and in Brazil we have a rule that you cannot actually play a game like with the adults until you're 16. So I had to like practice for a year, and then in 2019 I switched teams. I went to another team, and that was when I actually played my first game. And then 2020 pandemic, nothing. So after that I came back to play a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is like football attached to like schools, or is it more like a club thing in Brazil?
It's all clubs.
It's all clubs. Yeah. And how do they separate like the age groups? So
we have like under 20 tournament in Brazil. That's like full pads. That happens like really quick. It's like a weekend of football. So we have that championship, and we have like the old guys. Basically, anyone over 16 can play. And it's like the national championship, the state championships, all of that. It's like over 16. So if you're over 16, you can play. And that's what I played there. When they do young people, they usually do like flag football. So it depends. Like maybe they do some like games, but nothing like big.
Okay.
So yeah.
What's like? Is there like an age limit? Like, can you max like can a 21-year-old play with 16-year-olds?
Nah. Yeah. Like everyone. I played with guys like 35, maybe even older.
What?
Yeah.
What? And this is all amateur stuff, or you like some guys getting paid?
Some guys getting paid. Yeah. Like we brought last year, we had like 3 like Americans in my team in Brazil, so they were getting paid. A couple of like really good players in Brazil, they also get paid.
Like on your team?
Yeah.
So like, in terms of like the NCAA, I know so one thing I was interested in doing last year was playing semi-pro, which is basically like adult club, like a bunch of adults just playing football. Not a huge commitment. It's over summer, but I know the compliance office and also the head coach at Mount Union was also concerned that like I'd be playing with players to get benefits, because like you can't play college football after you already receive benefits to play for a team. So did you get that cleared up with NCAA saying, hey, I wasn't paid, or did they even ask you about that?
I was not paid, so that was basically what I said. Like, I don't know. They said it's all right. It was all right, so I guess, yeah.
Oh, that's good, because I was just curious.
I didn't have any problems with that, so.
Really? Okay, because I know that was a big thing I was dealing with when I was trying to play semi-pro, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I knew some guys got, like, some benefits and stuff, but, like, I didn't. I was there basically playing to play.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have problems with that.
What's it like trying to get like football gear in Brazil? Like, is it tough trying to like buy helmets and shoulder pads? Is there stores they sell football gear, or is that kind of hard?
Yeah, there are a couple stores starting to grow, like actually bringing stuff from the U.S. to sell there. But usually it's like some guy comes to the U.S. and brings like a couple of helmets, and then you buy it from him, and then you're trying to find whoever has it, maybe buy it used from someone else that stops playing. So cleats usually you gotta find someone coming from the U.S. like to get it, because we have stores, and the stores usually have like stuff that's kind of old, or maybe like the last model of a cleat. So it's not like it comes out in the U.S. and already is out in Brazil, you know.
So you're like a year or two behind, kind of like
not a year or two. It's like not that much anymore. But if you want to like buy a new cleat, you gotta come to the U.S. and get it yourself.
When I interviewed Noel, he said that it was easy to get football gear, but it was just pricey. So like if you wanted to get like buy Nike gear and get shipped to Brazil, would it be pretty pricey?
Yeah. So that's why usually people come here and bring stuff back. Like they're already coming here for vacation, or a friend is coming here, and they ask people to come to bring stuff for them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So like I guess I don't know, like, how cool is it for you to come from Brazil and play in the States? Like,
bro, it's crazy. Like it's been amazing. Like I had this dream to come here, play in the U.S. Like actually, the country where football comes from. Yeah. So I wanted to come here for high school, and it ended up like pandemic 2020. I had a school here. I was gonna go to Minnesota, and then I did one semester there like online, because I was expecting that like the pandemic would be over and I was gonna be able to come. But it ended up not working out. I had to finish high school in Brazil, and I started college there, and I had kind of left this like to the side. And then like in the beginning of 2023, I was like, bro, I need to come, like I need to go to the US, like I gotta play there. And I talked to a guy, and he knew about a couple of schools, and he said like apply to those schools and like try to see what comes up. Yeah. And actually this process was kind of nice. Like I reached out to schools, like made the admissions process, and then asked for the coach's email or something, and then contacted coaches, and they were like, so hey, I'm Bruno, I'm trying to play in the US, so do I have a shot there? Send my highlights. And that was basically how, and it's been great. Like it's a dream come true, like really. It's been crazy. It's been in my head since like 2020 at least. Wow. 19, so I come here and actually being here, it's crazy.
Well, it's crazy that you look at that from that perspective, because a lot of kids take playing in the States and being a United States citizen for granted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a lot of people are just like, oh, I'm not playing, I'm out of here. Like, they just want everything handed to them. But like, you're just grateful to be here, which is it's really
like,
cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy it as like the most I can, because like every meeting I find out a lot of new stuff, like coaches saying like stuff that blows my head. I'm like, bro, I never thought of that. Like that's really cool. And seeing all the players, like we have some great players here, and like watching them play, even going to film. Like I didn't play the last game, but I was there at film today, so I was watching the guys and seeing them like play and do this stuff, and seeing what coaches were saying about them, and like I'm learning a lot. So like I love it. Just
That's awesome.
Trying to enjoy it.
So like, I guess the question I just thought of was, so you already done with high school after the pandemic. What year did you graduate high school?
2020. I was kind of
You were ahead.
1 year ahead.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I was gonna go back to sophomore here if I came to the US for high school. So yeah, I finished. Then I ended up finishing Brazil.
Okay.
2020, yeah.
So then you started college in Brazil.
Yeah.
So, like, and why didn't you just stay with the team you were already playing for and try to get paid while already being in college in Brazil rather than coming to the States? Like, was your dream just more important to you than staying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I knew I was not gonna make that much money yet in Brazil. Like I probably could get a little bit, but it was not like my goal now was to finish college. And if I had the chance to finish college here while learning a lot and just living this experience, that would be like way better for me at the moment. And I talked to like a couple of guys, even they were not even players, but they had this experience of coming to the US and living like in another country, and like they were all saying that it was life changing. So I had to take it. Like,
Heck yeah. That's really cool. So like, do you plan to go back to Brazil and teach and coach, or?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the future is gonna be. I still have like 2 years here, so
yeah.
A lot of things can happen.
Gotcha.
I don't know if I'll stay here. I don't know if something comes up.
Yeah.
But
wait, so you're a sophomore in the classroom though?
Yeah.
So you have 2 more years here as a student, but you still have 4 years of eligibility. So when you graduate, you'll still have like a year or 2 of eligibility.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how's it gonna work out after that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe you could pursue a master somewhere, and then play somewhere else too.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. That's what I'm thinking about. Since I redshirted this year, I have a 5th year now. I'm thinking about maybe staying here and get my master's in coaching, or I might go somewhere else and pursue a master's in coaching.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. What's like the skill level and like the knowledge of football difference from U.S. to Brazil?
So the knowledge nowadays is easier to get knowledge like from like hearing coaches saying like podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways you can learn football, YouTube even. And in Brazil, at least my team, we brought a lot of people from the U.S. and other countries. Like my head coach was from Mexico, and last year we had a quarterback that was from Texas. He was like great. He taught a lot of stuff to us. So the knowledge level it's getting higher, but at the same time, it's not like we play since we were born. Basically, people don't watch football since they were born. I had a couple of coaching experiences there with like the younger guys, and I had to teach guys like, oh, if you drop the ball, if the ball hits the ground, it's dead. Like the play doesn't continue. Like that basic stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you catch the ball, you gotta run forward, not backwards. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because there are guys that never heard about football and they just see that. Because my team in Brazil was associated with a soccer team, so they see there's a like tryout for the soccer team, like the football team of the soccer team, and they're like, all right, I want to play for that team and let's see how it goes. And then they just go to the tryout and they have no idea what's football. So yeah.
Is it pretty hard to make the team? Like,
not really. No, it's pretty easy.
Is there like a roster limit for your team?
I don't remember if for the championships they do, maybe. But the problem in Brazil is usually having low player, not that many players, not having too many players. I've played games with like the other team had like 26 players.
Okay.
So
pretty small teams.
Yeah.
Got you. What's traveling like? Like traveling to other stadiums and traveling to other teams?
So, my team was like our structure was pretty good for Brazil. So during our regular season, we got to travel like by plane. By plane? Yeah, we had a plane travel to. It was a pretty far city too. Like we had to catch 2 planes and then a bus ride. It took us a while to get there, but yeah, that was pretty nice. But then, going further into the season, when we got to the finals, the national finals, we had to travel by bus, and it was like a 20-hour ride to the city. 20
bus
hours.
Ride?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So at least they got buses with beds, and we have like we had a lot of stuff like the bus chair was like completely reclined, so we could sleep. It was pretty comfortable, but it's like 20 hours. So
I mean, that
that was
sounds like
pretty fun.
luxury. That sounds like
Yeah.
like it's
And we
better
had
than-
2 finals. Like we got to 2 national finals because we have 2 national championships in Brazil,
Yeah.
and my team's the only one that plays both.
Mm.
So 1 week we had 1 national final, and we had 20-hour bus ride, and 20-hour back, and then the next week we had another one, and it was 20 more hours one way and
That's
back.
crazy. But I guess
That's
also when you don't pay most of your players, I guess like you do have the extra money to just like spend on plane rides and stuff like that. So like one thing I'm interested in doing, I'm interested in playing overseas. Well, I'm just kind of interested in playing football as long as I can. That's why I'm trying to YouTube. Like I love doing podcasts, but also I want this to fund, help me pay for playing football. So like, would you recommend like for me to go to Brazil and try to play professionally? Like,
Yeah.
Like is it definitely doable? You think?
Yeah, it's doable. There are a lot of teams that are starting to bring football players from other countries now. So like I have been seeing this a lot more the past 2 years after the pandemic, especially. So yeah, of course it's doable, and of course there are teams there that are probably going to be interested.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sure. Do you have an interest in like graduating and then playing professionally in Brazil, or is it kind of professionally anywhere? Like, what's your football goals? I guess.
So, I still, bro. I want to play as you said. I want to play as long as I can, because I love this and I love like getting to know a lot of people, making connections, and it's crazy how many friends I made in Brazil just by playing football.
Yeah.
Like there were a bunch of guys that I didn't even know about, and then I meet some great guys. So I love football for that, and playing football is also amazing. So I think I want to keep playing this as long as I can. I had some opportunities to be on the CFL International Combine last year. So they basically make a combine in different countries to try to scout players to be drafted to the CFL, and I was one of them that was called for the first part in Brazil. I'm not old enough to be drafted yet, but they were already like looking for younger guys that could be developed. So there's this, like that would be great too. But coming back to Brazil, I believe like that I can make a really good impact on teams and helping the sport grow. So I also would love to do that. So I still have a lot of like
growing to do
paths that I see, and I haven't really chose which one I want to go yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool though, man. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So we'll switch topics a little bit here.
Yeah.
So you make these crazy graphics on your Instagram page, and I was wondering, how do you edit them? Like, what application do you use? And if I gave you some pictures of me, would you be able to make some crazy graphics for me?
Yeah, sure, I can do it. Yeah, I started messing with Photoshop during the pandemic or something. My father has a company, and there was like one extra login for Photoshop, and I started just messing around. After I started my YouTube channel too, I started messing with this kind of stuff. And last year especially, I took the time to like try to grow my Instagram and like do it well. So I was posting like my game highlights after every game, like my stats. So I was just like trying to bring something up and make some cool stuff. And it actually ended up really cool. I like it a lot. Yeah.
It seems like you have a pretty good following and things like that. Yeah. And like you really have a good idea what you're doing. I don't.
Thanks. Yeah.
I feel like I can edit videos pretty well, but I don't feel like I can edit photos very well. So.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I like doing both. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I will definitely send some pictures your way then, so you can edit some cool graphics for me.
Yeah, I would do that.
So speaking of YouTube channels, and you also have a social media presence, tell us about what you do on there and how that's grown your love for football.
So, of course, I have my Instagram. It's basically where I post like my stuff. But in 2020, I started a Instagram page with a friend of mine. He's a quarterback. He's actually playing in Kansas high school now. So we started this page. Our goal was to try to help football grow in Brazil and bring it to more people and help the young guys that were starting playing, like actually understand the game and know what they're gonna be doing there, like drills for them to get better. So all that stuff we would put there. So we started in 2020, and it was great. Like, it turns out like in 2020 I was nobody. Like nobody knew me in football in Brazil. Like I was just a kid that was starting to play. And in 2021, after we had like our first games after pandemic, it was like we were shocked on how many people would know us, even though we were like young players. And like this quarterback, he never played in 2021 because we had another quarterback and he was still young. So like there were people watching the games that were like, "Hey, I know you from. I've seen your YouTube videos." Like,
Yeah.
we were like, "Yeah, that's really cool."
Yeah.
And after games, like young guys from the other teams coming up and saying, "Oh, can I take a picture with you?" Like, your channel is helping me a lot. So it's been great. Like, I love doing that and seeing people message us saying like, "Bro, keep doing that. I love it. It's helping me a lot." So I love it. Yeah.
That's awesome. How many like followers do you have on Instagram and how many subscribers do you have on YouTube?
We have 2,000 some on Instagram, and we have like 800 on YouTube.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man.
We stopped YouTube for a while because last year was crazy, like the amount of stuff I was doing. So I couldn't really keep up with editing videos. But right now I'm bringing it back. And
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Really nice.
Is your quarterback buddy doing well in Kansas or?
He is, yeah. His season just ended up. Like he lost in the playoffs, but he got pretty good highlight tape.
Oh.
And
Is he a senior?
He's a senior, yeah.
Gotcha. Is he planning on playing in college here?
Well, if something pops up, for sure, yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So how did you get recruited to play at Mount Union?
It was what I told you. Like, I did not get recruited. I actually got the application here just as a normal student. And when I passed, I emailed them and asked for Coach Dart's contact. And when I got his email, I emailed him like, "Bro, hey, I want to play football. I wanted to like see if I can have a shot there." And he asked for my highlights. I sent them, and he was like, "Yep, be here August 6th or 7th." And I was like, "All right, I'll be there."
Yeah, we'll take it.
He was really short. Like he was straight up, "You have highlights?" I sent him the highlights. He was like, "All right, be here August." All right, okay.
You just knew to come. That's crazy. Yeah. That is such a Coach Dart thing though. That is Coach
It
Dart.
is.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
My recruitment was very different. I was just like, I was committed to another school. It's actually near Columbus, Ohio. And I was committed. I was gonna go there. I actually had like a full academic ride, everything. I was like, I love the coaches. They loved me at camps and stuff. It was like in January of my senior year, maybe even late December. They emailed me saying, "Hey, we're dropping your major, and you need to figure something else out, or you need to like decommit." So I'm like, I'm a physical education major, so I was like, I want to do physical education. So I had decommit, which was really tough because I really like those coaches, I like the staff and everything. But then Coach Q, the D-line coach, hit me up, and he just got here when he started recruiting me, and he was just like, "Hey, you should come." I'm like, "Okay, I'll be there. Cool, yeah." So coming to Mount was a very last minute thing, but also it was kind of hard to find physical education because not a lot of schools like offer physical education, and also that was affordable for me. So Mount Union just really worked out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You said it was last minute. Mine was like, I found out about Mount Union like, I think it was April 30 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2023.
I guess I had like 7 months. You had like 4 months.
Yeah, I had 4 months to do like all the application, and then talking to Coach Dart. I had like 2 months to prepare to come here. Like, And then
So you didn't even talk to any other schools or anything?
no,
There's no other.
I talked to a couple of them, but like the process that went the fastest was Mount Union's. So,
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So, like, what's the transition like of living in Brazil and then coming to Alliance, Ohio?
It's pretty different. Like I lived in a pretty big city, so I had to drive a lot in
Okay.
Brazil. So my practice was 40 minutes from my home, and my college was 30 minutes from my home. So I had to spend like a lot of time in traffic every day, going to like go to college and then going back home, doing like working and stuff, and then going back like all the way to practice. It was pretty far and like a lot of logistics to go around all of that. And of course, like my family, I have lived my whole life there and always near my family. That's a pretty big adjustment too. So now I live in Alliance, Ohio, which is a pretty small city. I haven't left campus like a lot. I have probably like 5 times since I got here. So basically, my word now is like this university.
Yeah, this campus. Yeah.
This campus. So I gotta leave 15 minutes early for everything here. I don't gotta think like 30 minutes or 40 minutes before.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a pretty big difference.
Yeah. It sounds like a nicer adjustment, isn't it? It's pretty,
I like it. And I think the only bad part actually is being far from my family and friends, but I'm loving it. Like it's been great. Yeah.
That's good, man. What's like the biggest difference between like Brazilian people and American folk? Like difference. Biggest difference. If you pick one thing, what's the one big difference between your people and my people? What's difference?
Let me see. I think people in Brazil are so like friendly. Not that American people are not.
Yeah.
But in Brazil, it's like you meet someone and 10 minutes later you're like hugging and you're best friends already.
Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of different, that thing. I made friends here pretty quick actually, but I think that's a big difference. People in Brazil are like super friendly. And
that's kind of crazy to say that because Noel said that American people are more friendly than German people.
And I don't want to know German people.
That's what he was saying. That he was saying that way nicer.
Yeah, but I think that's it. Like, I went to like a couple of parties here, but not like big stuff. I just went to a friend's house, and they're pretty different too. Like the songs and what they played. Yeah, but
gotcha. Okay. So what do you have to say to international players who aspire to play in the U.S.?
Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. It's like it's been a great experience, and like I've been here for like what 4 months, like 3 months.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
So it's already been like crazy how much I've learned, how much I got better as a player. The amount of stuff that I learned even outside of the field, like living by myself and all that stuff. It's been a great experience. So yeah, I'd say just do it because it's worth it, and it's probably gonna be good for me in the future. Like having all this experience, like even the tough parts about being away from my family or having to solve my own problems here. Yeah. That also like helps me grow. So
time to be a grown man. Yeah. Time to be a grown man for sure.
Do adult things.
Yeah, do adult
things. Washing my clothes.
I low-key miss my mom for that. Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
So finally, before we close out, can you say glimpses of greatness in your native language?
So yeah, glimpse is a pretty weird word. Like when I translated it in Google Translator before, I was trying to actually find a good word for that.
Yeah.
But it would be like lapsus de grandeza. So.
Can you say it to the camera? You look at the camera and say that for me.
Lapsus de grandeza.
That is crazy. I can. Both you and Noel said crazy words. I'm like, there's no way I can repeat that.
No,
but
German is way harder.
Is it really?
I don't know. I can't understand nothing Noel. It's completely different.
I feel like what you say is crazy. Wait, how many languages do you speak?
So I know Portuguese, of course.
Yeah.
From Brazil. I know English. I can understand Spanish more than I can speak, but I can understand most stuff. I know a little bit of French and a little bit of Italian too. So.
Heck yeah, so Because I know here at Mount you have to take a foreign language. So what foreign language are you gonna take?
I didn't have to take that because I
Are
already.
you serious?
Yeah, I'm already from a country that has a foreign language. So
Yeah, so you're just
that
good.
basically cuts out. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like yeah, you're good. You're
Yeah.
certified. Okay.
So that was good too.
Yeah. I'm jealous. I took French. It was really fun.
French. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. So before we close out, Bruno has some social media stuff he wants to talk about, a little project he's working on, and also just shout your social media and give any closing advice to the podcast. Go ahead.
So, do you mean like to the podcast or?
Well, you talk to the camera, you talk to me. They just like shout your social media, talk about your little project you said you're working on, and then
Yeah,
any
sure.
advice?
Yeah. So I have this project. It's called Evoluindo no FA. Basically, in English would be like evolving in American football.
Okay.
So this is the project I talked about. My YouTube channel, my Instagram is about that, and our goal is to help football grow in Brazil and help young people start playing and go all the way up. And yeah, so that's a big project for me. I think, bro, if you're trying to start something, just you gotta start it, like really start it.
Yeah.
Because even you just gotta do it. It's just like Nike.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Because if I was gonna wait until I was like good at social media or good at editing videos,
It'd be like too late.
yeah, I
Too
wouldn't
late.
have started yet, probably.
Yeah.
So just do it, and you're gonna learn in the way, and keep doing it. You're gonna get better doing it, not just trying to learn before and then applying it.
Thank you. That is some great advice.
Yeah.
It's never too late to start. Keep working, boys. It's those glimpses of greatness that get us there. So, all right. So if you guys want to see Bruno again, leave a like, leave a comment. I will share his social medias in the description. Appreciate you boys watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Thanks.